Hello, everyone from Ukraine, Bulgaria, and all other countries in the
Yes,
world.
best greetings from Kyiv, capital of Ukraine. Best greetings from Sofia, capital of Bulgaria. Today we have interesting stream with interesting topic. I invited our friend Bogdan Nikolov from Bulgaria. He's still student, but he's interested in entomology. And today's topic will be devoted to solitary bees. You know, bees are different. Total bees number very huge, more than 10,000 in the world, maybe even more. But how many of them are living in your country? That's a miracle. Most people are just worried about social bees like honeybees, but a lot of other bees, other social bees like bumblebees are living in your country. Some solitary bees are living in your country. And today's topic will be about solitary bees, how to attract them to your garden, how to attract them to your flowers, because solitary bees are great pollinators. They're pollinating different flowers which maybe honeybees don't want to pollinate, and they're flying in different time because they usually can fly in very early springtime, and so we pollinate some flowers with very special structure of flowers. Again, honeybees don't like them, but solitary bees are very small, just bigger, they are hairy, they have a different habit, and some of them it's possible to breed them, possible to rear them in captivity. It's possible to distribute them, bring artificially to your garden. Maybe you can buy solitary bees in your country, maybe not. Maybe you can buy it in other country of European Union or others. So that's why today we'll be talking about solitary bees, about their diversity, and also about their parasitoids, because all bees, they have very strange parasites, or precisely parasitoids, which kill their larvae, pupae, so destroy their habitats, by the way. So they don't allow them to increase population. So we're damaging population of solitary bees, so we reduce their benefit for humans. So Bogdan Nikolov is our friend and our invited guest. So I want to ask Bogdan, why are you interested in solitary bees? How did you start your interest in bee hotels? Where did you read it? Or how you start your experiments?
Hello, everyone. I am Bogdan again, and today I'm going to talk about my personal experiences with bee hotels. So, I first started with a one bee hotel. I bought it in 2022 and I installed it in my garden in the near prune tree. Prunus cerasifera is the species because in my garden, because I have a garden with many fruit trees like apples, pears, and plums, and especially the cherry plum. And I installed this hotel under this cherry plum in a sunny south side of the tree, so the sun can shine on the bee hotel, and the bees will come and to rest and to get some sunlight. So when I introduced this hotel to my garden, it was in early March, and in late March, around 25th of March. And then after 1 to 2 weeks, I started noticing some of the tunnels and some of the holes were blocked and marked with soil.
Sorry,
And this
sorry for
soil,
question. Sorry for question. But Bogdan, some people don't know about bee hotels. Some people heard about bee hotels, but people thinking that maybe this is kind of apartments for honeybees, for solitary bees. What does it mean hotel? Bee hotel?
no,
Explain it. How what is the structure of bee hotel? What is it?
the structure of bee hotel is wooden. this is a wooden structure with lots of hollow reed stems, hollow reed plant stems, which are glued, and they are forming for every. They can be different in size. Some of them can be a bit smaller holes, especially one carpenter, blue carpenter bee in the hole for about 1 to 2 months. But bee hotels are something that is quite beneficial for wild pollinators, especially bees and wasps. Again, some bees prefer to build their nests underground. Some of them houses. My case in the bee to protect and uh, Osmia and Megachile because they can be very interesting. So this type of bee hotels are hard. It's very hard to find shelters to build their nests and to raise their offspring. So the bee hotels give them a chance to survive. Very new, and some of the holes were blocked. So them and I placed the hotel. So the first visitors in my hotel were the Osmia bees, and for this was the main species that came to my bee hotel. And the first week, only 3 or 4 bees started making their nests inside. I saw one mating pair in the first day in sunny and hot weather in the uh, early April, and then soil just and he just uh, gone washed from the wind. But most of the bees succeed with making the mm, nests. So Osmia cornuta is very interesting and beneficial species. It pollinates mostly uh, orchard cultures like peaches, apples, pears, plums, and others, but it often can be seen on different grassy plants like dandelions. And Osmia cornuta was the first one who came to my bee hotel. The second one was Osmia bicornis or Osmia rufa, whoever you want to call them. And I don't know much information about Osmia rufa, and I wanted to ask you, are there any differences between their behavior and their physical appearance and their life cycle? Because they are two different species, but they made nests in the same bee hotel. but Osmia rufa was a bit lower level, a bit low number than Osmia cornuta.
I can repeat the message about bee hotels. Bee hotels are done from different materials. It can be done even from plastic. In general, bee hotels, these are kind of tubes. For example, if you have some of your pencils or pens, so they can be like tubes. So this is for bee hotel. It needs to collect a lot of different stems, like with hollow inside. So if you put them all together in a bunch of these tubes, here there is no holes, but you need to cut some stems on this with length approximately maybe 15, 20 centimeters. Some stems can be with softened plant material inside, some can be empty. So if hollow stem is hollow, actually, some bees come in very freely. If it is with some kind of like cotton inside, softened plant material, some small bees were burrowed special holes inside. They're making themselves hollow. So there are different species. Some small species of Megachilidae making hollow themselves. Others like Osmia and Megachila were using just already prepared hollows. Sometimes possibly used to use from some of these tubes even from paper. I don't know about plastic. Plastic may be not so convenient because plastic can smell a little bit. Maybe not so attractive for solitary bees. But original just plant material like a reed is very attractive. And also it's possible to use just big stems of plants and make different holes with different diameter. Small holes, 4 millimeters, 5 millimeters, 8 millimeters. So big hollow will attract big bees. Small hollows will attract small bees. What about difference? It's possible to find difference for Osmia cornuta and Osmia rufa quite easy. Actually, for ordinary people, for not entomologists, they look like bumblebees because they're very hairy. But these are not bumblebees because they're smaller than bumblebees. Some people say, "Oh, this is a bumblebee." No, it looks like Bombus lapidarius with red tip of abdomen. But this is Osmia. Osmia is much smaller, little bit bigger than honeybee, but smaller than big queen of big bumblebee. Bumblebee queen is very big, 4 times bigger than Osmia. And Osmia cornuta is named because Osmia cornuta has 2 horns on head. That's why it is Osmia cornuta. And probably she has a bigger head with 2 horns. And size of Osmia cornuta a little bit bigger than Osmia rufa. And Osmia rufa not so dark, little bit brownish, and little bit smaller size, but without horns. So they're quite similar. In behavior, I'm not quite sure to tell you differences in behavior because I didn't study the behavior in details. I guess that they should be quite similar. And also, third species, which is or another genus. Another genus is Megachila. Megachila is big genus actually, which includes many species. Some Megachila species they live even underground in soil and making small aggregations all together.
Yes.
So it may be a big nest. But some are solitary and they're usually gray. They have a gray color, but white downside of abdomen. So they collect pollen on downside of abdomen. And that looks like actually like honeybees, but a little bit more flattened. Honeybees look like tube, but Megachila a little bit flattened with more flattened head, bigger head than honeybee for sure. And they collect pollen on the back on downside of abdomen, as all other Megachila doing. And also we're collecting not soil. Megachila is collecting pieces of leaves. Megachila, the leaf-cutting bees, quite famous one. We're cutting small pieces of leaves like a round circle. We're sitting sometimes on a leaf and chewing a little bit like a circle from a leaf or like a long elongated piece. So we bring small pieces of leaves inside the nest, and so it's quite easy to see them. So bee is coming to the hollow and bringing not pollen, sometimes pollen, but sometimes bringing a paper, like a piece. But this is bringing not paper, bringing small green leaf inside and put it inside. So quite funny. So we have very special name, leaf-cutting bees. Their behavior is quite interesting. Sometimes possible to find them.
Yes.
I found a couple times their nest in onion. You know, when onion, some species, I have a picture somewhere and show you. Onion is making such kind of big flower. You know, sometimes onion is making stems for food, but sometimes onion making a big flower stem. If this flower stem can be broken, it's laying like that with open hollow. So some Megachila very tricky. They're coming to the hollow of this onion and making this nest inside the hollow, even inside this flower of onion. This is very special trick. I had seen somewhere a picture about it.
Yes, very interesting for me. I've only seen Osmia rufa 3 or 4 female individuals who were making nests. Uh, all other were Osmia cornota, and then I saw some parasitic flies coming to the bee hotel, and I wasn't very sure.
Yeah, this is the structure.
What species of flies
of nest
were these?
And this is like
this is a Megachila. A Megachila.
Yeah, this is like an onion flower, fully completed with small leaves of plants. So flower of onion is a big one. And inside small pieces of flower and also pollen, which is collected by queen. So by leaf cutting bees or Megachila. Okay, go on.
Okay, so some species of bees who came to my bee hotel were different. So I sent you one short video of a species of bee. I wasn't very sure about even the genus. I was thinking about species of Lasioglossum, the sweat beast, but I may be totally wrong. Or a third species of Osmia, but I wasn't really sure. Or a species of Megachila, but I think for Megachila was too early because my Megachila rotundata, the common leaf cutter bee, came to my bee hotel in late May or uh, early June. So this bee came to my hotel in April. So I wasn't sure it was. I wasn't sure it was a species of Megachila because I don't know any Megachila species who are coming early in the spring. So I wasn't sure. The small holes were invaded by smaller species of wasps. I wasn't really sure about the species of wasp. It has a thin and elongated black body and very large hind legs. the last pair of legs was very big compared to other pairs of legs. So, and this species was bringing little insects inside, little dead and paralyzed insects inside the hotel, and it made the nest in a very small hole, one of the smallest of my holes in the bee hotel, and I wasn't sure about the species. In the spring, I had a lot of new bees coming to the bee hotel. I had one, actually one species of carpenter bee, but it settled only for around 2 weeks, and then it left. So in spring, my bee hotel was invaded with a lot of slugs who were using the holes for a resting place during the day, and I noticed a big number of earwigs coming at night and resting during the day. So many insects, no, not only bees, were coming to my bee hotel, and this was very interesting to me.
We use it like shelter.
Yes, many slug species. The red slug, the other species of little derocerids, slugs from the family derocerids.
This
Little snakes.
cutted leaves. Sometimes possible to see destroy cutted leaves in an orchard. So it means not caterpillars, cutted leaves. This is not caterpillars. These are bees. Leaf cutting bees, they make little bit damage for some leaves. Usually for rosa, for acer, for poplar, for some gardens. But did you collect these bees?
And also prunus. I've seen prunus. No, unfortunately, I didn't collect the bees. I only put this bee hotel to protect. I wanted to protect the bees in my region because I really care about nature and environment, and for wild pollinators that pollinate our plants. And this was very interesting. But how many species of Megachila are in the genus? Because I only know about Megachila rotundata, the common leaf cutter bee. How about other famous species of Megachila?
In general, quite many bees can be attracted by these bee hotels, these stems. Usually, entomologists are interested in collecting material, as I'm talking about. So always asking about collecting in tubes for identification, because not always easy to identify bees only by photographs, because needs to see some legs, some antennae, some details of morphology. For that, entomologists need sample for identification. For example, in Ukraine, there are over 800 wild solitary bees living in Ukraine. I'm quite sure that in Bulgaria should be living not less than 700 or even more than 800 species of solitary bees, plus one species of honeybee. For example, bumblebees in Ukraine, 44 species of bumblebees, only bumblebees, enormous number. Many of them were living in mountains, like in Carpathian region, and many species living in steppe region. But in Bulgaria, it should be the same number, at least 40 species of bumblebees as well. What about?
No, actually, in Bulgaria, there are only 20 species of bumblebees in the genus Bombus.
Maybe more can be found, who knows?
Yes,
but
of course.
My Megachila is making different lifestyle, because Megachila is making sometimes nest underground, making the same underground nest using cutting leaves and bringing these inside the hollow underground. Sometimes they're using the stems like this, hollow stems, and bringing leaves inside. Stems usually used in this position, but if it is in this position, it can be used as well. In this position, easier for observation. I'm quite sure that probably about more than 50 species Megachila should be in Ukraine, and more than 20 species of Megachila could be found in Bulgaria as well. At least 20 species.
Yes, Megachila rotundata. Yes, and Megachila rotundata, I found it in late May through July, and many bees actually have settled in my bee hotel and made nests from leaves, but they also sometimes collect pollen, and this pollen is used for food by
But
larvae.
have you seen some
And
bees?
many other species of.
But have you seen some bees which are not hairy? You said some bees were coming with long legs, but have you noticed that some bees are not hairy, but they look like
Yes,
wasps? Some wasps were coming to bee hotels. They were collecting their prey. They were collecting maybe small flies, maybe small cicadas, small weevils. So these are Sphecidea wasps. So they're feeding the progeny by the organism, insects. That's why one species they can collect small flies, and wasp is not very big, maybe 10 millimeters size, with fly 2 millimeters size. Some can collect caterpillars, some can collect, for example, cicadas. I often observed some very, very tiny Sphecidea, black color, shiny black color,
yes,
about maybe 6 millimeters size, and we were bringing very small cicadas, green cicadas. So very interesting. But they're Sphecidea what?
yes, and many species. Yes, and the cuckoo wasp from the family Chryseidae.
Right.
Also, I've recorded in my hotel, and the wasps from the family Ichneumonidae. Many Ichneumonid wasps were coming in late summer, actually to penetrate with their ovipositor and oviposit the eggs, I think, in the larvae of the solitary bees. So they sometimes can attack solitary bees. Many parasitic wasps were visiting my hotel, and some of them actually killed the larvae of the solitary bees who are living, and not many bees were able to come out. And actually, in summer, I saw many of the walls that were made by the solitary bees were just gone. I think the next generation of bees was emerging, but I wasn't sure how much time does it takes for the complete life cycle ending of Osmia bees. I wasn't sure if it was about 3 weeks time or a whole year. I wasn't really sure how much time does it takes for the Osmia bees to complete their life cycle.
Sometimes you can find some very tiny parasitoids. I show you these tiny parasitoids under big magnification. This green calcid wasp, green and violet, this blue. Calcid wasps are quite dangerous. They are belonging to genus Monodontomerus. Their size about 3 millimeters, but they have long ovipositor to penetrate the nest. They are parasitoids. So we're eating the grown larva or grown pupa. So we penetrate the nest with this ovipositor and lay eggs on the body of larva of solitary bee. So maybe 20, 30 specimens can be grown on the one larva of solitary bee. But this one is quite a big one. You see, 3 millimeter size. But smallest parasitoid is just 1 millimeter size, genus Melitobia. Very tiny, like tiny ant. Has a size about 1 millimeter. So flattened body. So it can penetrate even with small crevices in the nest. Can penetrate the nest and can lay eggs again on pupa or on larva solitary bee. And can bring just a very huge progeny, maybe 50 larvae can be feeding on one larva of bee. Actually, when larva of solitary bee Osmia is pupating, she's making a cocoon, just making cocoon. So she's pupating inside cocoon, inside this hollow stem. But adults were emerging just in the late autumn. And it was interesting that in the late autumn, they are not coming out. They're sitting inside. They're sitting inside this hole. So they're not pupating. They're not. Maybe some species can pupate in autumn. Some species can pupate in early springtime next year. But usually they pupate inside the hole before the winter and hibernating already as an adult. That's why if you crush the stems, just to watch them. When you crush the stem, you can watch. You can collect small pupa inside cocoons. So usually breeders opening all these stems to collect cocoons. So in cocoons, it's easy to sell cocoons, to bring them to the orchard for another orchard, bring to another orchard. But also if you keep this cocoon, for example, in late autumn or winter in warm temperature, after maybe a couple of days or 4 days, all adults will emerge from cocoons quite quickly. Because if you bring your hotel in a warm temperature in room, all solitary bees, all Osmia will decide that spring can come, maybe. So they emerge immediately. They penetrate the nest and can't come out. Because I observe it in winter when just I brought my bee hotel from balcony inside the room for checking. And when I opened this bee hotel, all this Osmia were emerging very quickly because they were sitting inside and ready before emergence. So that's why it's important to keep bee hotel outside of warm room, somewhere just in a cold temperature, in cold balcony, cold garage, or in cold apartment. So that's why it's not so possible to observe them the whole lifestyle just in captivity, because they emerge very quickly and they will not survive during winter. If they emerge in January and February, there is no food for them, for sure. They hatch and they will die. That's why it's better to keep all cocoons outside in cold temperature. But some people are breeding Osmia and some people selling these cocoons from one person to another person for a certain price, because when you are making bee hotel, Osmia, they're very social bees. If you put bee hotel in your garden, usually it will attract maybe 10-20% holes. So not all holes will be with bees. But if you are buying cocoons and put your cocoons like in a cage in early springtime near a bee hotel, here will be cocoons, and here will be just on stem, on wall, just bee hotel. If you bring cocoons in early springtime in March and April, we will hatch here quite quickly because it's already springtime. We are hatching and flying around, and we like aggregation. So we're searching for the habitat for new homes near the place of emergence. So we're not flying maybe 5 kilometers far away. If we hatched here, we're making searching here around, and we find hotel nearby. So we were lucky very much. So the percentage of new rooms for solitary bees will be much higher. So we will image here, and we immediately find an empty room in beehive.
Yes, and we will settle down to to make a new nest.
If you do not bring the additional pupa here, many rooms will be empty, will be vacant, because the whole population around will be not very density of population will not be so high as if you brought them just from the trader. That's why it's quite useful sometimes to buy a small amount of Osmia from internet maybe. And some people in Ukraine also breeding them for greenhouses especially.
Yes, because they are good in pollination. In my garden, they are very good at pollinating apples and plums. So this bee hotel is uh, exactly under the fruit tree, so they can uh, go up and collect pollen, and then go down and to uh, bring the pollen to their homes, and it's very convenient and very easy for them to survive in this kind of habitat. So many species of phorid flies were visiting my bee hotel because they are uh, parasitizing on the bees, and actually one small parasitic species of fruit fly was also uh, attracted to my bee hotel. There are many individuals flying around, and uh, they are just landing near the edge of uh, the bee hotel, and they were reproducing, and they were making holes in the bee nests. So this species of fly is very common here in my identify. So this species is one of the parasites. So many species of flies were coming to my bee hotel, and it's not very good because I wanted to have a full colony of wild pollinators. But in nature, often there are parasites who attack the different species of solitary bees. Many grass-carrying wasps also were coming to my hotel, and many other. For example, when it rains, a couple of rains a bit destroy the roof of my bee hotel, and then a small ant colony was forming. A small tree ants made a colony in there, but they don't hurt the bees. They are just living in this bee hotel. So there are 3 years from the last bee hotel installation, and my bee hotel is not doing very great because uh, it's slowly destroying, because I think uh, I don't make proper care for the bee hotel because there are instructions, and I wanted to ask you for some advices to how to maintain my bee hotel and how to keep it a nice home for the bees, because some parts of the bee hotel just distracted, and it peeled the wood. Just the wood construction just right now is a bit broken. My hotel is a bit broken right now, and I don't know how to repair it. And I'm soon going to buy new hotels for the bees. So I don't know. I know that bee hotel has to be maintained. It has to be washed with a type of paint, I guess, or it has, for example, the old crevices in the old nests from the bees have to be cleaned and to be uh, removed before spring to open space for the new generation of bees and for the new visitors. So, how to repair and to make my hotel a great bee house again?
Okay, good question. Because there are three different ways. In general, bee hotels can be done from hollow stems, small pieces of hollowed stems. They said like a lot of different pencils, plastic or just wooden stems. So with different type of holes, small one and big one. When of course, for example, when I checked them, and some breeders were checking them, so we're opening every autumn or winter time. We're bringing them early autumn, bringing to the laboratory and opening them to find small cocoons. So we're taking good cocoons in a box, in selected box, and keep them either in refrigerator or in cold temperature. And checking these stems, because if you put them all the winter just under the tree or under the roof outside, so this all these stems will attract parasitoids, so cuckoo bees, and they're damaging and some different flies. So that's why the number here will be multiplicating during the whole year. So for example, when I open it, the stem, I can find cocoons. I open the stem and find cocoons, and some places all food were eaten because of these kleptoparasitoids. Phoridae and Drosophilidae flies were so-called kleptoparasitoids. We're stealing pollen from bees. So small Drosophilidae flies, small Phoridae flies, where lay a lot of eggs. So larvae coming inside, and so many larvae when just pupating here inside this tube. Maybe 20, maybe 30, 50, just in one stem. So and we're hibernating all together with bees. So next year will be 50, 100, and maybe more new flies. So that's why you need to take fresh, healthy cocoons, only healthy cocoons of bees for saving them during winter, for hibernation. And all these old stems usually removed or thrown away. So they are not used next year, because next year wherever with some rubbish inside, so new bees will not come inside, because we will check it here. We are not like social bees. We are not removing all the rubbish from inside. We are not removing dust from hollows, because we can come inside and see some rubbish inside and go out. No, this is not convenient place. This is not a good hotel. Can come next one, again rubbish. Maybe we can find empty one. So this will be one, but this one will be not empty. Only with old previous year rubbish, some pieces of cocoons, some pieces of food, and some cocoons of parasitoids as well. So they will not be good nest for new generation next springtime. So old stems should be removed. Cocoons of bees must be removed for saving, for hibernation, and stems can be thrown away. This is one way. Next way, sometimes people do it with big wooden stems, like big wooden stems, and making holes inside, having a screwdriver, and making with special machine some holes with different diameter. Again, but again, if you use this piece of stem, you need to check all these holes next springtime. But you cannot remove cocoons from here, so you can wait for next springtime. If this is a big stem, not read. All this big stem like this. Big stem will have holes again together with parasitoids. So maybe next summertime you need to make new stem and new holes again. This is the second way. And next way, some bee hotels can be very sophisticated. For example, I have bee hotel on my balcony, but in laboratory, which is done like a book. For example, what it means, like a book. Bee hotel is done from different small pieces of wood. So this is a wooden bee hotel, which can be removed for several parts. And you need to make special plates with approximately with 1 centimeter wide, and size about this one bee hotel, like this one, maybe approximately 10 plates. And where you can make a hole. Hole can be done between 2 plates, like this. You need to use machine and make hole between them. So far, one plate will have. So one plate will have here half of hollow and one half of hollow here. So this, and when you can take them all together, here will be hollow. Did you understand what I mean? You need to use it. Here will be one hollow, next one hollow, next one, and approximately maybe about 10 different hollows through all these stems, or through all these plates, like this. Size maybe about 15 centimeters can be good enough. Not more. 30 centimeters too long. 15, 20 centimeters. So that's why I can show you one day. I can bring it from a laboratory. So these plates will have hollows here between these plates, between next one, between next one, between next one. So all these books, all these plates, they're changeable. It's easy to open them in autumn time to check it. So you open this like a book. And here you have hollows. Half hollow on one plate, half hollow here. So, and you can see here all these cocoons, all parasitoids, all rubbish, eaten food, not eaten food. So you can check it. You can select them, and you can clean all these plates quite easily, just with water, or I clean it with forceps, just with forceps. I take it off. So this can be closed again and used next year again. So it's not destroyed. So it's quite easy to use this kind of, not trap, this bee hotel, which I got this bee hotel from one of my friends who is keeping this Osmia bees in his garden for years. So he sent me 2 bee hotels, like 2 this size boxes. One box, 10 plates, and next box 10 plates. So I put them on balcony at my institute and the laboratory. So they attracted bees quite easily. But again, as I said, if I put cocoons nearby, this bee hotel attracted bees very, very well. But next year I didn't use bee cocoons because there is a war and we didn't have opportunity to check all our traps regularly. So without cocoons, this bee hotel didn't attract in the center of city many solitary bees. Some hollows here were nested. How to say here? Like so, here one nest, and then just I can show you.
So this is a very convenient method to clean the bee hotel and to prepare for the next visitors in spring.
Yes, because it can be removed quite very easily, and it can be used for several years. So you can imagine here,
Yes.
like this box, and between them hollows, artificially done holes. This can be done with some carpenter equipment.
Yes, for example, it can be done with screwdriver or different types of instruments for penetrating the wood, or with special tools
Yes,
who are
you can open
drilling through
here 10 different
the wood.
10 nests. Next one I open 10 different nests. Open next one again 10 nests. So quite many all together in one in book. So very convenient and very effective.
So it's a little pollinator farm. So
Yes,
it can be done everything. Country, it's often used in parks, in gardens, to wildlife conservation, or in forests by forest management to attract bees and to give them an easier way to make their nests and to complete the life cycle. And in my hotel, there are I recorded many other insects, not only bees, but also hibernating species of beetles like ladybugs, weevils, and others, and also different species of Carabidae beetles and different, even different moths who are resting, and different snails. So I'm very
maybe
interested in bee hotels. They're very interesting material. Yes, and
lizard.
Different species. I yes, lizards and different species of millipedes and um, different other different arthropods. Even spiders, very often find spiders and spider webs, which are a bit of a problem because they are distracting and killing bees and wasps and flies. Um, in in America, bee hotels are very popular. They're built to save different, for example, different sand bees and other wildlife species of bees, wildlife bees. Uh, I think about the rare species of Osmia, the calamint bee, the Osmia calamint, a very rare species of bee. I would like to say to talk about this species. This is very interesting blue calamint bee, Osmia calamint, a very rare species from Florida. I think only 30 kilometer range is the distribution of these species? I wasn't really sure about the calamine bee.
No, I don't know about this species. I can say a few words about interesting idea about stingless bees. Well, once one person asked me about stingless bees, if it's possible to bring stingless bees to Europe. I was very surprised because it sounds a very strange idea, but from another part of mind, it's quite possible because stingless bees were not stinging. Meliponine. And I found that it was a kind of experiment of bringing stingless bees from tropical areas to Japan. It was an experiment of bringing stingless bees. 6 or 7 species were brought to Japan, but this was experiment inside greenhouses. So stingless bees were not spread outside because this can be maybe some possibilities of new colonization, like invasive species. We don't know. The competition can be possible developed for stingless bees with native species. But once I have seen in internet that some stingless bees were introduced intentionally with special purpose to Portugal. I have seen it in social media, but I still didn't contact with this person. How his experiments were successful, fully successful or not. So some enthusiastic, but some maybe from entomological, biological point of view, crazy people making experiments even with introduction of new species without any permission. Because stingless bees were very small, colonies small, like this one. Possible to send them just in plastic tube, in plastic bottle. So maybe some people doing this without permission. Like, some people are breeding now ants in formicariums. Formicariums. There are some terrariums.
Yes.
And some people are in different countries buying these ants abroad, somewhere in Southeast Asia. In Vietnam, in Cambodia, in Laos, and usually in China. So we're bringing it from China to Europe and breeding them in captivity in formicarium. But who knows what kind of species can be brought to Europe from China?
Many species come from China to Europe. Many species of ladybugs from China to USA. So we don't know what to expect to come to Europe from China. Many things nowadays come from China to Europe and to North America. So everything is possible.
But some layers of Formicidae, some ants breeding people were ordering some even dangerous ants like bullet ant, big one, from Ecuador, from Brazil, big ants, bullet ants, which are stinging very painfully. We're bringing them from Ecuador to Europe and selling them inside the Europe just for fun, because bullet ant is big one and very attractive. It's not a small one like our Formica rufa, very small. It's bullet ant like wasp. Looks very funny.
Yes, one of the biggest species of ants.
So we should be, from biological point of view, very careful about distribution of tropical and subtropical species because they can find the suitable habitat, for example, in some greenhouses, because some ants were distributed with plants in the greenhouses. But everything needs some biological knowledge to prevent it. So that's why some formicide men, some formicide breeders, little bit crazy about it.
Yes, and they're breeding them constantly.
Okay. Thank you for your speech today. Thank you for your observations. I hope it was funny and entertaining for you to exchange by some knowledge about our solitary bees. But today we have been talking about solitary bees, about Megachilidae family, Osmia, Megachila, and about their parasitoids, about their kleptoparasitoids. I hope some people could be interested in developing bee hotels in their own countries. If you have bee hotel, write in comment that you started bee hotel. If you want to make bee hotel, write in comments in chat or after this video that you will be trying to make bee hotel in your garden. This will be good idea for multiplication of some pollinator in your garden to make pollination is better and to make better nests, such as bee hotels for your wild bees in your country. Thank you, Bogdan, for your activity in conservation of insects and bees. Thank you for your speech, and see you in next stream. And don't forget, for other people, press like for our
Next, yes,
press like, write comment,
and subscribe
and
to our
listen.
channels T-Rex 307. Yes,
And you can see a link for channel Bogdan.
my channel is in the description of this video.
Okay. See you in next stream.
Yes. So if you're interested, if you want to learn about insects, and check my channel and his channel. So thank you, everyone who participated in our stream. So see you soon in the next streams.
Yeah, see
Because
you
why
guys
not?
in next streams. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
If someone want to be our sponsors, welcome to be sponsors of our channel. Which our channels are devoted to entomology, science of biology, studying insects and some other arthropods. So you can find our links in the description. You can find our email and our links for sponsorship. Good luck. See you soon in next stream from Ukraine and from Bulgaria. Bye bye.
Best greetings and goodbye.